Orlando is the place where dreams come true, and the dream matchup of the Florida Gators and the Miami Hurricanes to start the 2019 college football season is just one day away. Welcome to Orlando and WFT Sports coverage of the 2019 Camping World Kickoff Classic. I'm Zach Oliveri. All eyes will be on Orlando as the Gators and Hurricanes kick off the 150th season of college football, and that's exactly how the Gators want it to be. As the Gators take center stage on Saturday, head coach Dan Mullen wants to send a message to the rest of the country.
Not just the fans, all the other teams are watching us. What are they going to see? What are they going to think? What's our stamp? You know, and every college football person in the country turns on that game. What are they going to see? What's their thought when they watch the Florida Gators? And we got to go out there and live up to that on the field.
One message the Gators would like to send is that there are no concerns on the offensive line. Florida debuts 4 new starters on the O-line who will face a formidable Hurricanes defense that was ranked 4th in total defense a year ago. Offensive coordinator and offensive line coach John Hevesy wants his unit to have a short memory.
You're going to do something wrong. That's going to happen. Play the next play. Whatever happens, have quick amnesia. Get ready to play the next play. And we just don't shoot ourselves in the foot with stupid penalties, with just leaning, just go. If you're going to go with the ball, go with the ball hard. If they make adjustments, we got to make adjustments. We'll fix them on the sidelines, but just go play hard. Go play hard and have fun.
For the Gator defense, they'll get the first shot at redshirt freshman quarterback Jaron Williams, who'll be making his first career start for Miami. Defensive coordinator Todd Grantham knows his defense needs to limit the dual threat capabilities of the Hurricanes starter.
He's athletic, so he can extend plays. He can run quarterback run game stuff, quarterback runs because of his athletic ability. So we've got to understand that we've got to leverage the guy, contain the guy, and make sure that we just play our defense.
Defensive back Marco Wilson says the goal is to rattle the young Miami signal caller.
I heard that he's a pretty good quarterback, but he's also young, so we can try to use that to our advantage. I know as a young person it might be tough to play, and definitely at quarterback, so that's something we're going to try to put some pressure on him there.
As the Gators begin their second year of the Dan Mullen era, the expectations are high, according to quarterback Felipe Franks.
You would be wrong if you weren't going with expectations to win a national title. I think that you'd be selling yourself short, and I think that this team is really special. I think that we expect to win games. I think that's the Gator standard. We expect to go out there and win every Saturday and try to, make a playoff contender and win a championship here again.
Tomorrow's game is extra special for the 18 Gator players who come from the South Florida area. Not only are they going up against the hometown team, but they're also going up against childhood friends and former teammates. Because of this familiarity, there's been some trash talk between the two sides throughout the summer. When the Gators take the field against the Hurricanes, there's only one certainty.
A lot of trash talking. It might get heated up in the pregame.
Gators defensive back and Fort Lauderdale native Marco Wilson says he hasn't been involved in any pregame talk.
I haven't said anything. I don't think I'll say anything. I don't have anything to say. I'm just let my play talk because usually when you talk too much, it means you're scared. So I'm not going to show any of that. I'm just working and I'm focused on what I got to do, what my team needs to do. I'm not worried about the opposition.
Florida wide receiver Trayvon Grimes was part of 3 state championship teams with St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Fort Lauderdale. He sees this game as a chance to rule Florida once again.
Just showing we're the best in the state, best in the country. I'm going out there dominating, and there's going to be a lot of family and friends. We just got to go out there and put on a show.
Defensive back C.J. Henderson, who attended Columbus High School in Miami, knows the stakes are high in this season opening game.
This is a game that's going to last, for the next 10 years. It's going to be talked about, so I expect to go out there and dominate.
Gamble's response to all the Miami trash talk?
I'm ready. We ready.
The players aren't the only ones fired up for this matchup. Both fan bases have waited 1,214 days to see the Gators and Hurricanes meet once again, and they are fired up that it's finally here. Describe your excitement going into that Miami opener.
There's no words. I can't wait. Waited all year for this day.
My fiance's a Hurricane, and he has been talking trash for months now. So we're really excited. It's going to be a great time for the family to come together, watch some football, and bring that rivalry back that everybody's all excited about. The Gators just better kick some butt. That's all I know.
Do you and your fiance have maybe like a little bet going on for the game?
We do. We absolutely do. We haven't figured out there's a bet. We haven't figured out what the prize is going to be, but we keep talking about, like, we're going to have to put something on it. Every time he talks trash, I'm like, okay, put up or shut up.
Can you talk about this rivalry with Miami? We haven't played them a lot. Like, how special is it for the Gator fans?
I think it's great for us. I don't consider them our biggest rivalry by far, and I think they're kind of like team down south, and I don't really think that they're sustainable, because they don't have the fan base that the Gators have. So you go here, it's 85,000 fans, just crazy. You go there for a game, it's like 20,000, unless it's a big game.
Recruiting-wise, bragging rights, all that, like Florida State. Miami is just as important.
It's a rivalry that we haven't played in a while. It's definitely a battle of the Sunshine State. It's going to be exciting, but hopefully boys in orange and blue come out on top.
With the season opener just one sleep away, Gator fans consider themselves the happiest people on earth. It's fitting that this exciting day will start in the happiest place on earth. ESPN's College Game Day will broadcast live inside the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. I spoke to the Game Day crew this morning, and they're excited to see how the Gators and the Hurricanes look to start the 2019 season.
You take a couple of teams like Florida and Miami and the state that they're in, you get started a little bit earlier, and then you get a little extra time afterwards. Say, okay, how did we perform here? And you have a real game situation to evaluate before you really get into the whole meat grinder of the season.
It's a great rivalry, Miami and Florida. It used to be Florida, then Miami exploded, then Florida State. But this is great game. Well, I think it should be every year because it's a rivalry like Florida State. But here and there, and a lot has to do with the financial part in the scheduling.
Dan has a remarkable history of developing quarterbacks, and I think Felipe is the latest in that line.
He gets booed off the field in one game. He comes back and he's kind of like, yeah, I got your boo right here. And then he started moving around, running, and I think it was just a willingness to do that. At 6'6", he's an athletic guy, and I think he just wasn't the kind of guy that wanted to do that. And when he did, again, think about what he did against Florida State and Michigan. It became a different offense when he did that. My guess is an entire offseason to get ready. I'm anxious to see if that's the new Felipe Franks. Is that the Felipe that we're going to see moving into 2019? If I were Dan Mullen, I would say yes.
I think both of them can be factors in their respective divisions. I think it would be a pretty significant upset for either of them to actually win the conference championship, and probably a significant upset in Florida's case to win the division. But I think both of them will be factors in that, and both will have good seasons.
SEC Nation is also in town for this marquee matchup. University of Florida grad and SEC Nation host Laura Rutledge shares her excitement to see these two in-state foes reunite.
It's just so much fun, and I love the fact that, since the first time since 2013, we finally get to see this game again. We finally get to see these two powerhouse programs with so much history behind them go at it. I think one of my favorite things, and my career started in the state of Florida when I was at Florida covering high school football in the state, recruiting, and just the way that all of these players know each other, the pride that's associated with Florida high school football, and knowing that now they're playing on the biggest stage in all of college football, knowing each other as well as they do. I think it's going to be an incredible game.
Thank you for joining us for this WFT Sports Special. Have a good night and enjoy the game.